Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Gus. This is my first video here on YouTube. I just want to show you guys a little something about the faceplates on radios for your car. For instance, this one is a Sony, but this can actually work with any other faceplate that you guys might be having this problem. The problem here is that basically, in this case, is that one of the buttons in my faceplate, it was actually this button right here was actually stuck. So what I mean by stuck is that the circuit was open, so anytime you would hit either the menu for your EQ, or like to change, like if you have a CD or something like that and you want to change the track on this one, none of the buttons would work because this one was active all the time. Now here what I want to show you is basically how you can determine this and to see, so you can repair it, so you guys can, you know, listen to your music while you guys drive. Now what you guys gonna need is, you guys gonna need a digital meter like this one, close to it. Doesn't have to be this specific one. This one right here, if you guys are wondering, this one's from Harbor Freight. I got it for free from, you know, some stuff that I bought there. But basically you want to set up your voltmeter to ohms, to 200. Or if you have a digital meter that has a buzzer, which basically when you touch these two ends, it'll beep, that would work as well. So basically what you want to do is, you want to turn in your digital meter. The other thing is too also is that I wish I can show you because I'm actually holding my phone with one hand. But what you have to do is you need to get the red prong, the positive side, and touch it here. And then the negative side, you're gonna touch it, let me see, right there. All right. So what you want to do is, when you have your voltmeter on, you're gonna touch these two ends right here. If your voltmeter is reading numbers, because basically it'll just say 1, it'll do this right here. I'll turn on the voltmeter for it quick. As you can see, it says 1, right? So what you want to do is basically, once you touch the two ends, if it starts reading automatically numbers, that means that circuit is basically active. That means it's pressed down. With time, anything that has a button, they can actually get stuck. It's basically, you know, it can get activated. So when that's activated, the other buttons won't work. Now, the other way to check is basically when you put the ends, you know, when you actually touch these and you actually press the button, you will actually see the numbers on the digital meter jumping up and down. That's basically telling you that that button is working properly when you touch the button. Now, if you just touch it and your digital meter is just throwing out the numbers without you touching that button, that's your problem. Now, in this case, in my faceplate, I had to actually remove this button, as you can see is missing. And actually this one too as well, which that's the one to change my tracks. Basically the reason why these were just stuck. Even when I try to like play with the button, like move it around and stuff like that, it basically wouldn't, you know, it just wouldn't work. So what I did was I just actually removed the buttons. I just got rid of them. So basically once I did that, the faceplate started working again. My volume worked, the EQ worked, obviously, except this one right here is basically, I believe is number 3, like for memory. So when you're using your radio, that's basically what that is. Now, take in mind as well, this radio, for an example, it uses a remote. So when you have a remote, right, you don't even, if that's not there, it'll work through the remote, just like this one too as well, which is to either change the radio station or change the tracks on a CD. All right. I also want to say that this process will work for any faceplate of any radio that you're running into the same issue. Now the other thing I want to say, obviously it will be a good point too. On these radios, Sony's, Alpines, Pioneer, I've seen before that, for an example, whatever you see on the screen, sometimes the screen will even come on when you put it on the radio. If it doesn't come on or it starts flickering or something like that, all you need to do basically is, this is the back connector. that connects to the actual radio. This right here, you can clean it with a Q-tip with alcohol. Once you clean it with alcohol, let it dry before you install it again. You can also use a blow dryer. Once you clean that, it should work. If it doesn't work, then try grab some sandpaper. I would say like a 320. I would say to 800. Sand it a little bit. You know, blow the dust off. Put everything back together, and it should work. Now, for you guys that are afraid and stuff like that of opening stuff like this, basically this is the back end of the radio. I'm sorry, not the radio, the actual faceplate. All it has is 4 Phillips screws. They're very small. One goes here, 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 and here. So once you remove these, basically these actually have like clips. I don't know if you can see it here on the camera. Probably not, because it doesn't look like it's focused. But there's one here, here, here. Where else? And maybe the other ones are in the back. Let me see. This one. Oh, on the sides. They're right there on the sides. There's one here and one there. And obviously on this side as well. So basically all you need to do, you can use your nails to pry it open, or to use a little small flathead. Usually I can just take it apart with my hands, not a big deal. But basically what you want to do when you take this off, you have to remove this button, which is the volume button. Basically it looks like this in the inside. Let me see if you can see it. Like that. So you remove this, and then basically the motherboard and everything will come out of this. Also, you just want to make sure that you don't lose things. Like this right here is to eject the faceplate from the radio. As you can see, I dropped the pin, which is, not the pin, the spring, which is right there. And basically all you need to do is just put it back together. And that's it. If you guys have any questions, leave some comments below. And if you like this video, hit that thumbs up button, and please subscribe. Later.